So I want to get to Maurice in a minute, but just this year, I mean, I think most people who follow the Big East knew you had something special brewing. But when did you know? When did you see it? Like, wow, we got a chance.
Probably the Wisconsin game, especially the way Justin Patton responded to that game. Then we knew we had something special inside to go with the great guard court. And Justin just continued to get better and improve, and actually, kind of grows up in front of our eyes every day. But it's been a fun team to coach. They're really unselfish, and obviously losing Maurice is a big blow, and we're going to have to figure out different ways to do things. But there's still a lot of talent in that locker room and a lot of experience.
Let's talk about Justin Patton before we get into Maurice. Justin Patton is a redshirt freshman. You don't hear that much in college basketball. He's from Omaha. He did not have many scholarship offers. When did you first see him? First lay eyes on him?
We saw him in high school. Probably his sophomore year would be my guess, or maybe even between his freshman and sophomore year. His team came to our camp a lot of times, but just as a sophomore and a junior in high school, even as a junior, he averaged like 9 points, 6 rebounds. He was far from dominant. But then between the end of his junior year and the summer, that summer, which was like middle of June when he came to our camp, it was like everything just clicked. Like he caught up with his body, his coordination was better, the skill set, you could see more and more of it all the time, and we knew he had a chance to be something special at that point.
Did you have to be talked into offering him?
No, not when I saw him in camp. We had him here for a couple days, and it took me about 30 seconds of watching him to offer, and it took him a little less than that to accept the offer.
Okay, so then you offer, he accepts, his hometown, it's all good, but then you have to worry about, all the guys coming in and poaching, right? I mean, so did you say, shut it down the rest of the summer, you're good, don't leave Omaha?
No, he went out on the circuit. He was with the Omaha Sports Academy AAU program, and obviously they field a lot of calls asking, how legitimate and strong this commitment was. But we had done our due diligence during Justin's sophomore and junior year of developing a relationship with him and his family. So when we offered the scholarship and he committed, it was rock solid.
Okay, so for people who haven't seen Justin Patton, 7 feet tall, 230 pounds, still growing in his body. He actually has a nice-looking jump shot, and people are comparing him to Anthony Davis. Is that too much?
Well, Anthony Davis is pretty doggone good, as you know. But, they're similar in the sense that they were both guards when they were young. So they have this unbelievable skill set of handling the ball and passing the ball that they grew up with. And then all of a sudden they grow to 6'11", 7 foot, and they still have that skill set. And I'm not going to put a ceiling on Justin because he's 19 years old still. He doesn't turn 20 till the end of June. So he's still a kid, and his body's going to continue to get better. He's put on 25, 30 pounds over the course of the last year, and he can put on another 30 pounds, and it's just going to make him better, and you're still going to think he looks a little slender. So I don't know if he's Anthony Davis good, but the kid, before it's all over, he's going to be really, really good.
Then there's the before it's all over. Like, when is it all over? What's the conversation like? Because he can go. I mean, everybody knows, like, you're 7 feet tall, you can handle the ball, you have a world of upside. What are the conversations going to be like here coming down the stretch in regards to, are you actually ready to play when you should actually say, I'm ready to go?
Well, everything has changed so fast for Justin. He's gone from a kid on November 15th hoping that, God, is there a role for me on this team? How am I going to help this team? And I want to be part of it. And I hope I can contribute to, a couple months later, he's on some draft boards. So it's really happened fast for him. We've had a meeting with his family just last week, talking to them about what to expect, what to watch out for. And that we'll just trust us, and we'll sit down at the end of the year. We'll do our research and do our due diligence and find out where people have you projected. Excuse me, and then we'll give you that information, and you can take it and do what you need to do. I think Justin today would say, I need some more time. I want to develop my body. I want to develop my game some more, so that when I go to the NBA, I'm more ready to play in that league. But we both know that some guys go too early, and we'll see what happens. But he's having the time of his life right now. He's playing in his hometown in front of his family and his friends, and he's really enjoying it.
Yeah, he's got 18,500 family and friends. That's a lot of family and friends that you guys play in front of every night. Greg McDermott's the head coach of the Creighton Blue Jays, ranked number 7 in the country. They went in and beat Xavier at Xavier, and as much as like Mo Watson only played 9 minutes, he ends up tearing his ACL. Patton was in foul trouble too. It speaks to this team and the rest of the depth of talent you have on this team. But when Mo goes down, that has to be tough for your team. For people who didn't see him enough, led the nation in assists, transfer from Boston U, dynamic, kind of diminutive but lightning quick point guard. What makes Maurice Watson a special player for you?
Well, I think it starts with his leadership. He brought it, and I was really proud of him, and I said it on many occasions during this season. His approach to practice this season, even compared to last year, was so much better. Like, he didn't have bad days in practice, and even the days when he didn't feel perfect, he did his job as a leader. He was there for his teammates. He was the voice of our practice, the voice of each huddle, and he did it on a consistent basis. But not many point guards in the country play with the pace that he plays with and can still make sound decisions. And, that's what we're going to miss the most. Our pace is what made us who we are, and there aren't many Maurice Watsons floating around out there, and there isn't another one on our team, and there's not many in the country. So we still have to play with pace, but we're going to have to be better at a few other things. And as I challenged the team yesterday when we talked about it, everybody's got to get 10% better. Do some things a little bit better than you're doing it, and if we can do that, I think collectively we can make the strides we need to still be competitive and challenge for a title in this league.
Well, take me through the emotions, though. Greg McDermott, head coach of Creighton. You're at Xavier. He hurts his knee early in the first half, and then he tries to come back at the start of the second half and warm up, and it's a no-go. And then he gets they do the manual manipulation test, and after the game he says, there's no structural damage, be okay. Goes home, gets the MRI, and then he finds out that it's not okay, that it's an ACL. So I'm like, just for you, that has to be an incredible roller coaster, no?
Yeah, he hurt it the first time on just a handoff play. There was knee-to-knee contact. He went down. We went out there. He limped back to the bench. Davion Mintz goes in for a minute and a half. It's a TV timeout, and like Maurice has done 1,000 times, I see him just kind of sprint to the scorer's table to check in. He doesn't even ask me. He knows that if he's ready, he's going back in. And he went back in and maybe was limping a little bit, but not bad, and made a great move to the basket and came down, landed on that left leg, and he tore the ACL, he tore the meniscus, he's got a bone bruise, he did the whole thing. So we knew at that point he was done. And but as you mentioned, the tests on site were pretty positive. So much so that I drove to Chicago, spent a day and a half with Doug. So I was surprised and shocked and devastated all at one time when I got the call Tuesday afternoon. And obviously my feelings are as disappointed as I am for our team. It pales in comparison of how I feel for Maurice. He's invested a lot, and to see it end this way is unfortunate.
What'd your son say? What'd Doug say?
Doug was crushed for him. Doug knows Maurice well, and he stays in close contact with our team, and you know what it's like as a senior, and our program's at a place it's never been in the history of our school, and he's a big reason we're there. So you just feel for Maurice, and I think Doug was right with me in being really disappointed that it happened to him when he's playing the best basketball of his life.
Okay, so what becomes the realistic expectation? There were realistic expectations of a Final Four run. I don't think that was unrealistic for anybody to say. It wasn't. So now, what becomes realistic when you lose Mo Watson?
Well, we're 18-1. I think we have 9 or 10 wins versus the country's top 100. So we've positioned ourselves well, and we have several more opportunities against top 100 teams in the last 12 games of our league and in the Big East tournament. So we still have chances to even build on what is already an impressive resume. And as you know, Doug, the key is get into the tournament, get a decent seed, and hope you catch lightning in a bottle and you play well and you can advance. So, our goal now is let's try to finish this off as strong as we can, get ourselves into the NCAA tournament, roll the dice, and see what happens. Because we do have, while we're going to be inexperienced and maybe have a point guard by committee, we will get Zach Hansen back here in a couple weeks. and we're bringing Isaiah Zierden off the bench, a fifth-year senior, Toby Hegner, a fourth-year junior, and then Zach Hansen, a fourth-year senior. Guys that have played and started and have played in big games for us. So that experience, I hope, can trump some of what we may lose with Maurice.